Good morning, everybody, and I hope you had a restful weekend. And you're ready for work. You started work this 13th day of January 2025. I've just completed my exercise and I've done today 12 kilometers, and that's equivalent to 12,800 steps. So you want to ask yourself, I said I'm going to maintain 7 kilometers per day for the foreseeable future. Yes, I did. But the whole point is that you have to better yourself. You have to always aim at your record and then break it and then set another record. So that's the whole essence of my philosophy. Don't rest when you reach the peak of the mountain, the top of the mountain, because when you reach the top of the mountain, in the distance you will see another higher mountain. So aim for that and aim for that and for the other one, for the other one, for the other one, indefinitely. Now, the focus of my talk today is on savings culture and investment. I know I have mentioned it in passing, but around the time that I started going to the Kenya Polytechnic, 1981, I also started saving. At that time, we were under the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. It was headed by somebody called Matthew Zogutu, who was a minister. And I started saving out of my salary of about 1,600. I was saving about 200 to 300 shillings per month. So from that time, 1981, you can do the math. So for more than 40 years, I have been saving not less than 10% of my gross. And the emphasis here is on the gross, not the net of my gross salary. So when you take your saving of 10% in the gross, it adds up to about 20% of your net. So you work towards a good savings culture. I don't preach what I don't do, and I don't do what I don't preach. What I'm telling you is what I've been doing for the last 40 years, is what I tell to my family, to my friends, and my acquaintances. Thank you so much for those people who come back to me and tell me how this podcast series is impacting positively on their lives. Yesterday, one very popular newscaster in one of the national TV channels came to visit with us. I don't have her permission to mention her name, so I will not. But she was impressed by the kind of lifestyle that we lead, a healthy lifestyle. And she jokingly said, mi usikia tu kwamba Wajaluo wana lifestyle. Leo nimeona. She was impressed that we have a home gym, fully equipped, blah, 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 and other things. So this savings culture that I've been talking about, saving a minimum of 10% of your gross, or about 20 to 30% of your net income, helps you in meeting your investment goals and creation of wealth, for not only for you, but also for the next generation. And this came in handy for me when I got married in 1987. And my wife was a young girl, just finished high school. She didn't have any training. So the first college that I took her was to a tailoring school. And she learned tailoring. She did the government grade test. She passed. And then I took a loan with our Service and Credit Cooperative Society. I bought a Singer sewing machine. I'm going to take a picture of it this morning and share it with you in the comment section. And she started making clothes for children and selling in Kibuye Market on Sundays. And not only that, but also making dresses for herself, for the children, and for myself, and also to sell. So she would make, kaunda suits and things like that. She's a very good tailor, even though she doesn't tailor much these days, and for some time now. So that helped with her, getting something to do. Even after we left Kisumu and came to Nairobi, my stepmother, she gave us a stall at Makina Market in Kibera, and she set up shop there to also tailor things. My stepmother was also a very good tailor. She was employed as a tailor at the International Casino in Nairobi. She also had 2 stalls, and yeah, she had also done a tailoring course in Mombasa alongside my immediate elder sister. So that is what savings culture is, and it has really impacted our lives. We have consistently used it to send our children to school. We never had any crisis that our children were chased away from school because of lack of school fees, because of uniforms or other requirements, right from when they joined nursery school at Our Lady of Guadalupe Montessori Nursery School at Adams Arcade, and later on at Joseph Kang'ethe and High School. That has been the life. So, we take a loan, a cooperative loan, around end of November. We use the book list for the coming year to buy the books, to buy the uniform. So by the time schools open in January, we don't rush to buy things at the last minute, like a lot of parents I see doing. So it finds us very relaxed. And our philosophy was and still is that, even when we are feeding on vegetables, the whole year, vegetables and ugali, our children are able to go to school. So then come the year 1994, I started making windows. We are staying in a 3 by 3 meter room that's 10 square meters or 10 by 10 feet. I started making windows and doors, metal windows and doors for a house. I didn't have a plot. I didn't have anything, but we started making them in the belief that we will build somehow, somewhere. That was about 93, late 93, early 94. So yesterday I left you at the point where I started working for KEMRI. I was posted at the Center for Microbiology Research, and I was involved in the research into the causative agents of sexually transmitted diseases. So I worked in that program for about a year, and then I was reassigned in early 1992 to the JICA project, Japan International Cooperation Agency, alongside other colleagues that we worked with from 1992 through 1996. And our fieldwork was in Malindi. We were determining the etiology of diarrheal diseases, bacterial infections in children. And we would go to Malindi every week for the next 5 years. So we did that. And at that time, there was a program for counterpart training in Japan. And I was nominated to go to Japan in 1992, filled the forms and everything, and I was waiting to go to Japan for a year. And then while I was in the field, a colleague of mine called Josephine Okwiri called me, and she said, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm in Malindi in the field." "What are you doing in Malindi? And your colleagues are going to Japan." I said, I don't know, nobody has told me anything. My name had been substituted for a colleague of mine, and he went to Japan instead of me. That was the beginning of frustration at this place that I was working in. I didn't go to Japan. My Japanese colleagues were really surprised at what had happened. So they made me fill the forms again. This time I filled the forms in Japanese, and they passed the Cambridge system and took the forms to the JICA Kenya office and JICA headquarters in Tokyo by themselves, bypassing the system. And the following year, January 1st, 1993, I was off to Japan. Kenya had just held elections that December, I think so, 1992. So I arrived in Japan January 2nd, in the middle of winter. I stayed at the Tokyo International Center in Hatagaya. I I think it was Antaga, no, Shibuya. Yes, Shibuya, at the TIC. This was a facility which was housing over 500 international students. So I went together with a Cambridge colleague, Dr. Charles Mondawiro, and we took the Japanese classes for 1.5 months before we went to join our respective universities. Me, I went to Gifu University in Gifu City, and Mondawiro went to Nagasaki University in Nagasaki. So that was then saving culture. So my dear friends, save a minimum of 10% of your gross salary or gross income, or a maximum of about 30% of your net income. The principle is always pay yourself first. Always pay yourself first. Whether you're a mama mboga, whether you're a boda boda cyclist, whether you're a mkokoteni pusher, or you're chief executive in an international corporation, pay yourself first. When you get a paycheck, when you get your money at the end of the day, put aside that money and have the discipline, financial discipline, not to always dip into that money. That money that we were saving for over 40 years has changed our lives, and I'm going to be sharing with you slowly on how it has changed our life. So you have a blessed week, my friends, and thank you so much for your engagement when you come to my Messenger, WhatsApp, and other communication tools, or you visit with me in our residence and we discuss these things. It really gives us the impetus to go on and to share our lives with you. So see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.